What you say? You're on mute.
You said gonna hang up. I thought you, yeah, I'm a bit slow. Okay, so I'm here.
Okay, so we have 4 participants. Let me see the attendees.
All right.
Ernestine is not here yet.
5. Oh, whoa. Okay.
Can they see us now?
Oh, okay. So share.
Where is Ernestine?
Oh, what's she coming? So share. Um. Can you look? Can you see me? Can you see me? Yeah. Look.
Okay.
You are unmuted by host. Okay.
We're ready for you, Miss Ernestine.
Okay. Are we okay now?
Yes.
So do I need to click anything on the screen, or I just need to talk?
Charmaine will lead. She will drive the presentation, and I will check for questions, and we can go from there.
Okay, we were going to start with the iSupplier stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Ms. Nettles, I just need you to tell me which page on the City of Oakland's website. You had me do a search earlier.
The iSupplier?
Yes, where do I go to get to the page? You wanted to
City of Oakland certification.
Okay.
When you go to City of Oakland certification, you see that? Did you get the link that I sent over to Kathy?
I did, but it takes me where I was at previously.
Okay.
So where can I go?
City of Oakland certification, and when you click there, I think it's the second one where it says how to get certified with the city.
Okay, let me just do a higher search, okay?
Or apply for.
Okay, here we go.
And then on the first page, it says apply for business certification. You'll see those three icons there where it says apply for local business certification, register and log in, and you'll see iSupplier.
Okay.
You see that?
Yes.
So the first thing we want them, have we started yet? It's after 1 o'clock.
Yes, we've started.
Yeah, we started.
So who, is someone introducing me or what's going on?
So in the interest of time, Ms. Ernestine, with webinars, just go right ahead and get started.
Okay, how do
So
we know?
please, if you don't mind, please introduce yourself, and we don't want to take any more of your time.
No, okay. Tell me when to start.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ernestine Nettles, the Assistant Certification Officer for the City of Oakland. Most of you have seen my bio. You know, I am a lifelong resident of the City of Oakland, and I currently work in the Office of Contracts and Compliance at the City of Oakland. Today, I'm here to lead you in a webinar on how to get certified with the City of Oakland. But before we start that, I'd like us to just take a moment, quiet ourselves, be calm and be centered, and give thanks for the people from the African American Chamber, its founders, who made this possible. There was C.J. Patterson, Charlotte Lewis, Oscar Coffey, Billy Dunlap, John Wilkes, Ambrosia Jones, Art Fletcher, John McKissick, and many, many more. And for these people who were the trailblazers, these are the shoulders that we stand on. So let us never forget from which we came. That being said, we're going to start by asking you or reminding you that you go to the City of Oakland website for certification. When you go to that website, you're going to see apply for business certification. Is that showing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, when you go to that page, you're going to, the most important thing, whether you're certified with the City of Oakland or not, is that your company is registered in iSupplier. So even if your office is not in the City of Oakland, but you want to be made of opportunities with the City of Oakland, you're going to register your company in iSupplier. You register the company in iSupplier. That, when you put in your NAICS code, that makes you aware of opportunities with the City of Oakland. So whenever an opportunity becomes available with the City of Oakland, you should be notified. NAICS means the North American Industry Classification System. Now, SBA sets its standards. They have their side standards of what is a small business. The City of Oakland uses 30% of the SBA side standards for qualifications for our certification. So that's very important that you understand, although you may go to the SBA website and you'll see where the SBA side standard may be 22 million. However, for the city, in order to be a small business, you make less than $6.6 million, and that's based upon the last 3 years of gross receipts. I averaged that gross receipt. So you understand that it's not the side standards that SBA sets, but it's the side standards that the City of Oakland sets. Once you're registered in iSupplier, you'll see there where it says certification application. That's where you apply for a certification application assessment. All of this is done through iSupplier. That's why it's so important that you register your company in iSupplier. You will also see the user guide. The user guide is very, very important because the user guide guides you through the system step by step. So remember that you want to register in iSupplier. Once you're registered and you've set up your password and all, and you get your notification back from our IT, you can then apply for certification. After you apply for certification, I'm going to send you a certification application assessment. We call it assessment, and this is fairly new for our department. And once I send you out the application, you are to complete it and send it back to us. You'll submit at the bottom of the application. When I send out the assessment, the application assessment, you have 30 days to complete it. The sooner you complete it and you've uploaded all the needed documentation, the process will begin. When the application is completed and it's received, you're then going to receive a certification questionnaire assessment. It comes once the application has been received. Once we complete the review of the application and the assessment, the questionnaire assessment is sent, you have another 30 days. I strongly encourage you to try and complete your assessments in less than 30 days, because the process does not really start until the certification questionnaire assessment has been completed and submitted. Now, we will now look at the certification, recertification process. There are 4 types of certification. The first type of certification is the LBE, which is the Local Business Enterprise designation. And this is the first page of the PowerPoint. Is that up yet? Okay. Oops. Next page, please. This is where you see the certification program for profit and not-for-profit local Oakland business enterprises. Now you see the types of certification that we offer: LBE, SLBE, VSLBE, and LPGBE. LBE certifications are for companies who exceed the City of Oakland small business size standard. Meaning if our size standard for a designation is $5 million and your last 3 years average gross receipts exceeds that, and you are located in the City of Oakland, meaning you have a legitimate Oakland business that reflects everything that you do, we're going to certify you as a local business enterprise. Now, another thing to remember is that the first time you've certified, we come out and we do a site visit, and periodically we will do a site visit over time. But for sure, the first time that you are certified, we're going to come out and do a site visit. And because of the pandemic, what we're looking at now is how we may change doing that site visit. So that is something that is being discussed currently, but you will receive some type of site visit from the City of Oakland. SLBE certification, local business enterprise certification, is based upon that 30% of the SBA size standard that we use for a designation. So if SBE says your company is small if you have gross receipts less than 22 million, with the City of Oakland, that would be gross receipts less than 6.6 million over a 3-year period. For VSLBE certification, that means you're a very small local business enterprise. When we do the calculations of your last 3 years of gross receipts, we're looking to see if you exceeded $375,000. If it did not exceed $375,000, you will get the designation of a very small local business enterprise. For small and very small local business enterprises designation, your company must be headquartered in the City of Oakland. I'm going to reemphasize that. In order to get a designation of small or very small, you must be headquartered in the City of Oakland. You do not have to be headquartered in the City of Oakland to receive an LBE certification, but you must be headquartered in the City of Oakland in order to get an SLBE or a very small VSLBE designation. For LPGBE, which is the locally produced good enterprise, that means that your company actually produces something for here in the City of Oakland. For instance, we have a company here that does asphalt production. They do it in the City of Oakland. Their office is here in the City of Oakland. So they qualify for the LPGE, which is the locally produced good enterprise designation. Next. Now, here's the requirements for certification. You must complete the certification application And now all this is done online, by the way, through iSupplier. This is why iSupplier is so very, very important, because all of this must be done in iSupplier. You have to upload your documents into iSupplier, and here's the documents that you need. Ooh. We no longer need the affidavit of certification, but we do need a copy of your City of Oakland business tax license. Now, in order to get certified with the City of Oakland, you must have had a City of Oakland business tax license for 1 year or more. That's very important to remember. You have to have a City of Oakland business tax license for more than 1 year. If you are a company that requires a license or permit, we need a copy of that license or permit. So you need to upload that into iSupplier. We need a copy of the company's current lease or rental agreement. If you're purchasing a location, we'll need a copy of the property tax statement or a copy of the deed. All that needs to be uploaded into iSupplier. We will need a copy of your W-9 form, which is a form you receive from the IRS. So make sure you upload a copy of your W-9 form. If you are incorporated, we need a copy of your letter of incorporation. So we need a copy of the letter of incorporation from the state of which your company is incorporated. We need 3 contracts or invoices for work completed from your City of Oakland business address. The City of Oakland location is what we need a copy of. 3 contracts or invoices showing you're actually working in the City of Oakland. And if you are a construction company, we need a copy of your construction license. So your public works contractor's registration, your construction license is what we need a copy of. Next slide, please. When you're applying for small and very small, and now when you're applying for LBE, we need a copy of the first page of your last 3 years of taxes. So there was a time you only needed to forward a copy of your taxes if you were applying for small and very small. Now it does not matter. You need to submit a copy of the first page of your taxes for certification. For a sole proprietor, there is the Form 1040. We need the first page of your 1040 with your Schedule C. For a partnership, we need the first page of your 1065. And this is for your last 3 years of taxes. For a corporation, we need the first page of your Form 1120. For your limited liability partnerships, we need the first page of your Form 1065. For your limited liability corporations, we need the first page of your Form 1120. For nonprofits, we need the first page of your 990. Now, these are your tax returns. If you're applying for certification, for instance, if you're applying now and you don't have your 2019 taxes, you need to submit a financial statement for 2019. Next slide, please. Once again, we're going to emphasize the importance of I-supplier. All suppliers, contractors, consultants, and vendors who wish to get certified or recertified with the City of Oakland are required to register in I-supplier. The city requires companies are registered and have completed I-supplier before certification can be issued. So this is very, very, very important. Make sure you go into I-supplier and under the admin tab, you complete everything except your bank account information. Bank account information will only need to be completed in I-supplier if you've been awarded a contract. So make sure you complete everything under the admin tab in I-supplier. Next slide, please. Now here's the reason why certification is so important. Certified companies earn bid discounts and preference points based upon their level of participation proposed prior to the award of a contract. So when you complete a request for a proposal, you want to be certified because you only receive points for certification if you are certified prior to the close of a contract. Bid discounts are applied at a rate of 1% or 1 preferred point for every 10% of a contract dollar to certified firms. No more than 5% in a bid discount of preferred points will be earned. And the next slide shows you how points are applied. You'll see the level of participation in activities, and there you see the bid discounts to be awarded to the contract. So for 50%, you see 25% LBE and 25% SLBE. That equals 50%. So you get 2 points for that. For 60%, it can be 30% LBE and 30% SLBE, which will get you 3 points. For 70%, you'll see 35% for an SLBE and 35% for a SLBE. That will get you 4 points. For 80%, you will see 40% LBE and 40% SLBE, which will get you 5 points. In those instances where a VSLBE or a local business good participation is evident, the percentages are doubled. So when you're bidding on a contract or you're asked to join in on a bid of a contract, if you're a VSLBE, that means that your participation will count as double on that bid. That concludes the presentation on how to get certified with the City of Oakland. Now on your screen, you'll see myself, Ernestine Nettles, Assistant Contract Compliance Officer. This is the phone number where you can reach me, and my email address, enettles@oaklandca.gov. And A person who helps me part-time is a senior contract compliance officer, Ron San Miguel. His email address is rsanmiguel@oaklandca.gov. His phone number is 510-238-4728. Are there any questions?
Let me just say this. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So I just wanted to say sorry I could not give Ernestine a proper introduction when we started, but I just want to, thank you for taking this time to have this meeting with the chamber. I think that is important, the information that you've shared. And then as we talk about, pivoting during time of this pandemic, it's an opportunity for us to at least use our time as wisely as possible, whereas to where you wasn't certified, you can get now, and then we're working in the now, and then we're pivoting. So if Jeannie is on and we've got questions, I'll go ahead and let her take over the questions. But thank you. Just wanted to thank you again.
My pleasure.
Hi, I'm on. So I'll take the first question from the chat, which is from Asha Wilkerson. She says, do LLCs need a letter from the Secretary of State too, or is it just corporations? And do LLCs qualify under this program?
LLCs do qualify, and we do look for the designation from the state of California. Usually it appears on the taxes because they have to, when they file their taxes, we'll see there that they're legitimate LLC.
Thank you, Ms. Ernestine. Regina's question is, if you're a new consulting and coaching business with merchandise or product, should you apply or wait for a year?
Well, for VSLBE, you can apply within the first 6 months. Now, of course, all of this is based upon your gross receipts, and we look at the side standards, of course. But if you're new and you're very small, you can apply after 6 months of having a City of Oakland business tax certificates. And of course, we will be looking at your financial statements. But you're still required to submit, to upload all the required documentation.
Thank you. And she also said kudos, because that is a lot of great information.
Thank you.
Michael, actually, I'll go to the Q&A section now. Aris asks, what if you have a home-based business?
Home-based business can apply, and yes, we do certify a home-based business. The same requirements are, the same documentation is required. Although you have a home-based business, there's no difference. The only difference is you're home-based, and we look to see. Now, you cannot be a home-based business and receive certification as an LBE, but you can be, well, that depends, Because if you're SLBE, you're home-based, and you graduate to an LBE, yes, we will certify you. But if, let's say you're headquartered in San Francisco and your Oakland office is ran out of your home, then chances are you will not be certified with the City of Oakland, because your headquarters is in San Francisco, and for Oakland, you are using a home-based business. And I want you to understand why that's done at this particular time. That is done to keep companies from coming in carpetbagging in Oakland, and thus taking away opportunities that could perhaps go to a small or a very small company.
Thank you. And also, Diane Lewis asked, because she's a new Oakland business as of March 2020, she does understand that you have to wait 1 year to submit an application for a VSLBE, but will the supplier process my application without 3 years of tax records?
If you're brand new, yes, we will process your application without 3 years of tax. And if you're a VSLBE, and once again, you're below the $375,000 side standards, in 6 months you can apply, and provided all your documentation and all is in place and we have the financial statements, you can get certified.
Thank you. Doing a chat. Oh yeah, we're good on time. So Michael Edwards has asked, what can you do if you'll not be able to qualify until next year if you just started your business this month as well? A similar question.
Well, if you started your business this month, you don't think you're going to qualify as a VSLBE, which says you can apply within 6 months, you'll have to wait a year.
Thank you.
Unfortunately.
Thank you. And Asha asked if you could give examples of the different types of businesses that are in iSupplier, because we hear about construction a lot. What other kinds of businesses are there?
There are a lot of professional services in iSupplier also. I want to emphasize that if you have a business of any type, you can apply for certification. We have all types of businesses that are certified with the City of Oakland. You don't just have to be in construction. We have consulting firms. We have all types of consulting firms. We have firms that produce goods. We have firms that provide services. So we have all types of firms certified with the City of Oakland. If you do business in the City of Oakland, have a business tax certificate, chances are with the proper documentation and meeting all the qualifications, you will be certified with the City of Oakland.
Thank you. And and Diane, I think Diane asked a pertinent question. Do you have to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce before you can be certified?
No, you don't have to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce. This webinar is being put on by the Chamber, and I wish more community-based and professional organizations would do this, because it would help to make my job easier. But the answer to the question is no, you do not have to be a member of the Chamber. You have to have a City of Oakland business tax certificate in order to get certified with the city.
Okay, thank you. And Nancy asked the follow-up, which I think was covered, about needing a business license for 1 year, but also 3 years of taxes. And you clarified that you don't need to wait 3 years.
Correct.
Thank you.
The other thing I want to emphasize here is that I am the only person who does business certifications. I do business certifications and I have other responsibilities. So I try to get certifications out as fast as I possibly can. It helps when you have uploaded all the documents that's needed into iSupplier. I try to get them out within 15 to 20 working days, but sometimes it takes longer. And sometimes you may need to send me an email, not every day, but maybe once a week or once every other week after you've applied, to see where you are in the process. I try to keep up with that, but just remember, I am the only staff person with the responsibility for certification. So please bear with me. I work hard to try and get as many companies as I can certified, but sometimes things fall through the cracks. So I want to say that up front. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a few more. Keisha asked, said that her business is transportation, not based in Oakland. She wants to confirm the certification she would they would qualify for is the LBE.
But that's only if she has she has a office location in Oakland. She would also have to have an office in Oakland in order to get certified. And that Oakland office would have to reflect the same duties and responsibilities of her headquarters someplace else.
Thank you. And Diane asked, what is the biggest mistake very small businesses make when applying for certifications in iSupplier?
The biggest mistake that they make is not completing the process. When we send them out the certification application and we review it, we immediately send out the certification questionnaire. If the questionnaire does not get completed and submitted, you don't go any further. We don't try and process applications without having all the documentation and without having the certification questionnaire assessment. Now, for a small business with the documentation that we require, it seems like a lot, and it is. But remember this, once you get all your documentation together, you keep it updated, you apply for certification other places, i.e. BART, Alameda County Transportation Authority, the Port of Oakland. Your basic package is there. So it's a great opportunity for you to put the mechanism in place to keep your basic business documentations, to have it on hand and updated. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a question from Keith. After becoming certified, will I be able to be awarded trucking contracts with general contractors doing work in the city?
Well, that depends. Being certified does not guarantee a contract, but what it does do is, just like we showed you in the bid process, if there's a company bidding on a contract and you're small or very small, don't forget they're going to get points preferences for using you. So the other thing to remember, it is important that you establish relationships with companies so that when a bid comes up, you can be a part of that process. And when a bid becomes available, you too bid on that contract. But being certified does not guarantee you're going to get a contract with the City of Oakland.
Thank you. And Sylvia asked, if you have been certified before, at least 5 years ago, but you've maintained your Oakland business tax license, do you start from scratch?
If you've been certified before, no, you would, if you maintain your business tax certificate, your business tax license, you can apply for recertification. And if you're still in our system, we will recertify you. If when we go in, we see you're not in the system, then we'll send you what you need to get certified again. But usually you'll be in the system and it's a matter of recertifying.
Thank you. For those on the call, I think those are, I've covered what I've seen. I'm going through. Please, if you have any additional questions, please put them in the chat or in the Q&A so that they can be answered.
Did we answer the questions from Diane Lewis and Aris Guyton?
Yes.
Okay. Just popped up here. Okay, great.
Does everyone
So-
have clear understandings about certification and the requirements? Is there any questions about certification and the requirements? I'm here, I enjoy coming out, giving companies technical support and technical assistance, meaning to help you to understand what documents you need and what the qualifications are. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to call me or email me.
So if that's all the questions, I want to definitely thank Ernestine Nettles. It looks like, well, everybody's saying thank you, Ernestine. And this is just the beginning. And I think the next stage that we will get through, once everybody becomes certified, what we will then move into is to have another meeting that will talk about how to get contracts and how to do business with the city. Because I think that that's going to be very critical, you know, as we talked about. And basically, it would be an opportunity to open up other business avenues. And then I wanted to ask too, is there a list, Ernestine, on the website with all of the businesses that the City of Oakland is doing business with, or no? Can she
I'm
hear
not
me?
sure about that, Kathy. I think there is, but I'm not sure of that. But I do want to also remind you that in our department, we are available for pre-bidding workshops, how to prepare for a bid. So you may want to think about having someone who's a subject matter expert on how to prepare for the bidding process to do a webinar with the chamber. And they can better answer that because I kind of function in my own little world, which is contracts and compliance. And I also work on compliance for the Equal Benefits Ordinance. So I don't really move in that directions. I know some of it, but I don't know it all. So I would rather that you use a subject matter expert so that you get the right information the first time around.
Okay. Well, that I appreciate. And I think if everybody, I'll see, Jeannie, if you had any more questions, but Ernestine's information is there on the screen, and I've known her for 25 years. So she has been gracious. We had a lot of conversation last week. So just take her email down so that you can email her to directly. You know, the City of Oakland definitely have a business assistance center, but since we are a small group of 25 and mighty, if you got additional questions, you can email her directly. So Jeannie, are there any other questions so that, and then, okay, go ahead.
There's one, Dan Williamson asked, how do I get the business license?
Oh, you'd go to, now during the pandemic, I don't think you can walk into the office and get it. I'm not sure, but you can go online to the City of Oakland website and go to business licenses, and they will tell you, they'll direct you from there, because I don't know what they're doing at this point. But I know people are still getting business license, but I don't think they're going into the building. I'm not sure, so don't hold me to that. But if you go online to the City of Oakland and put in business license, it'll tell you exactly what to do.
Yeah, I had to check that today. And so they're not open, but if you go to acgov.org, you can call, and you either do by Dropbox or email. A Dropbox on Madison Street or by USPS. You can put it in the mail.
And that's with the city of, that's for the City of Oakland business tax license or the county?
A business license.
Is that the county or is it the city?
City.
Okay, all right.
And then Diane Lewis asked, are all RFPs posted for the public? And if so, where?
All RFPs are posted and they're posted on the city's website. But once again, when you complete iSupplier and you put in your NAICS code, you will get announcements on any goods or services that are needed based on your NAICS code.
Thank you. And actually, so Keith Butler mentioned that we can do it all online as far as the license submission. And Diane asked also if this presentation can be shared.
That's up to the chamber.
Okay, then yes, it can.
So great, Jeannie, if you could just send the presentation to, everyone that registered, that would be great.
Okay. Yeah, I think, oh wait, Michael Edwards asked, is being in iSupplier the only way to take part in the RFP and RFQ process for City of Oakland?
To my knowledge, yes, it is. We recently automated the system, and to my knowledge, that is the only way you participate now is through iSupply.
All right, that's everything.
Okay. Jeannie, I don't know if we have a coming on at 2 o'clock. I was trying to multitask and pull it up. I don't know if Jeannie could share that with people so they could dial in. That's at 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
we could just shoot it to people.
Yeah, actually, so I'd rather not with my connection not being as stable, but what I'll do is to everyone who registered for this call, we will send the information for the 2 o'clock as soon as we can. And then we do have, as part of National Small Business Week, we have a webinar tomorrow at 2 p.m. about social media now, looking at the Facebook and Instagram changes, as well as tips to help you small businesses be able to hit the ground running. And then we also have Level Up, which on Friday at 2 o'clock, which will help give you insight into being the best that you could be with your websites and looking at branding, as well as being able to get a marketing funnel to get clients in. And today, Tracy is giving advice to small businesses. Last week, it was great. She talked about the differences between the types of business like LLCs and sole proprietorship. And I don't recall what she's doing today, but it is well worth being on the call for.
And let me say something. Earlier, someone asked about if you had to be a member of the chamber in order to get certified. No, you don't have to be a member of the chamber in order to get certified, but give and take all the good things that the chamber is doing, I would think as a business person, and I am a friend of the chamber and has been for years, I would think that you would want to be a member to make sure you received all the information and could participate in any of the activities that the chamber is doing over the years. And remember that the African American Chamber was founded here in Oakland, California by C.J. Patterson and Oscar Coffey and those people that I paid tribute to in the beginning of the webinar. So it's important that we keep this legacy going. It's important that regardless to what your organization is, you become an advocate for what you want done. It is not easy work. I admire every small business that comes across my desk because it is hard work and it is nonstop. I get to stop working sometimes at 5:30, 6 o'clock, But for a small business person, based upon what I know, their work never ends. So if you can join an organization that is going to give you support, will be the advocate, watches the legislation, and is out there whispering to whomever they need to whisper to about equity and equality, you need to be a part of that.
Well, thank you. My heart. So if it's nothing else, we will get an email out. I want to thank Charmaine Wofford of the team while she's busy working. And I also want to thank Dr. Jeannie Asante for helping us today. So thank you, Ernestine, and that concludes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.